me I'm going to end up getting there. Ooh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, and we're there. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Blickling Farm. How are we all doing today? Are we all good? I'm not too bad. So, as you all know, I've now got 3 episodes gone live, and I thank each and every one of you for watching and liking the videos. So this is now going to be episode number 4. And in today's episode, we're going to carry on our quest with the sheep. We are going to now go and pick up something from the shop, as a good friend of mine who has a farm just down the road from Blickling, he's actually kindly lent us something quite useful for today's episode. So what we'll do is we'll head out towards the shop and we shall have a look and see what it is. Very, very kind of him to you know, lend us this nice piece of equipment. So we'll just take a trip down there. So yeah, just recapping from yesterday's episode, we bought some sheep and we gave them some water, along with talking a whole load more than I probably should have done. So I was thinking for later on in this, later on, you know, in a couple of episodes times rather, what do you guys think of doing, you know, some not harvesting, but, well, I suppose it is a type of harvesting, you know, with your New Holland or your oh, what do you call them now? I've gone completely blank now. This is just what we need. The Big X, the Krone BIG X, forage harvesters. There you go. Right, so now that I remembered what that was, yeah, you know, we could do some whole cropping, you know, with a bit of grass with a multi-disc header on it, or we could do the traditional corn, you know, chaff up the corn into a chaser bin and do the silage that way. So if you guys just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think on that one. I'm happy to do either. I'm not too fussed. So right, we're just coming into the shop now, and you can probably see what I'm looking at. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what my kind friend has offered to let us use. He said it should help us do things a bit quicker, and obviously he said the other thing is you might not need any other equipment apart from a forage wagon. So let's just have a look at this bad boy. This is the Krone BIG M. This is the mod, one of the newer mods on, I think it's the Mod Hub. If it's not Mod Hub, then it's Mod Hoster. It'll be on there. And you can change a few things with it. You can change tires and the colouring and everything else, and you can actually change the amount of horsepower this one's got now. I do believe this is the top dog. It's the GTX 750 if I'm not mistaken, or 730. It's, can't get in there, 750, yeah. So this is like their top of the range basically in the BIG M MOWER series. Now, as you can tell, this thing is absolutely massive. Now, I didn't want to do that. You know, obviously your field of view inside here is not the greatest, but I suppose it's better than nothing at all. So what we'll do is we'll put the hazards on, we'll put them on, the flashy beacons, and we'll take a trip out to the field that I'd like to have a look at. So what we'll do is we'll just bring up the map. Okay, so I basically just need to keep going up here towards the feed store. So I'll do it like that. So we'll come out, I think. What's the steering? All wheel. No, I don't want all wheel. Left control Y, front wheel, that's better. So the all wheel steering basically gives you more maneuverability in the field. It allows you to turn sharper and, you know, obviously do a tighter turning circle, which is useful if you're going around trees and things like that. But I'm hoping that you know, we don't have to do that in this. I'm kind of just hoping that we can just go for it. Let's have a look. Oh, that was quite a nice view of the outside. So let's go down this bumpy road. Oh, oh. Okay, so now I want to turn into the feed store. Build here. How am I going to get around there? Whoa, that is tight. That is quite tight there, I must admit, but we did get round. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the field we're gonna do for now, and then I'm guessing that we should have more than enough grass in there to sort the sheep out for the time being. So we'll just swing on round here, and then B to turn it on. I just hope that this is gonna throw it all in the middle. It is, yeah. Right, obviously because this field's not been fertilised, you know, which I probably should have done. But I just really just wanted to get some, what do you call it, some grass for the sheep, just so that they've got something to have a feed on, just for the time being. So like I said, this is all for the sheep at the moment. So on the episode number 3 that I've put online, what did you guys think of the mini time lapse at the beginning? Do you think it's something that we could feature on each episode? You know, possibly choose a task for that episode and then time lapse it with a bit of music in the background. Is that something you guys like to see, or would you guys like to just see, you know, 100% time lapse of something, of an episode? Now, the reason that I haven't put out a time lapse recently is because I haven't really found a map that is, you know, what I think good enough. Because like I said, for my time-lapse series, I like to concentrate on Courseplay. And obviously, if the map itself or the maps are not big enough for me to have multiple things running around with Courseplay, then obviously I'm not gonna do them. I don't want to do a series and it to look absolutely ridiculous or not worth it at all type of thing. I'd like to obviously do a time lapse that'd look half decent. I'm missing it now because I'm trying to be fancy with the camera. So let me know if that's something you guys probably or possibly would like to see. I know there's a few of you out there that want me to do the time lapse on, you know, a more regular basis. But time lapses, what you've got to realise, guys, is time lapses take a long time to do. You know, just sitting here recording the game without talking or, you know, whatever. You know, it can get quite tedious at times for me recording, because you sat there for nearly 2 or 3 hours recording little bits, which when you compress it all or speed it all up in your in the rendering stage, you know, the amount of recording that you need is just ridiculous. Well, I wouldn't say it's ridiculous, but you know, you need a good fair few hours of gameplay to give you something decent. Now, obviously, that you can appreciate the reasons why I use Courseplay, because I can basically just set Courseplay to, you know, do a task like I've showed you before, a basic task, and I can walk away from it knowing that it should be able to do what I've asked it to do. Obviously, like I keep explaining, Courseplay is not 100% perfect. It will have its problems here and there, and also it all depends on whether the map that you are playing supports it or not. You know, makes the tip zones and everything else work properly. That's something that I seem to struggle in finding with a map. I mean, so far so good. This map's worked out okay, you know, for the field work side of things. But as far as, you know, putting tractors on the same road and things like that, I think it could be a bit difficult, especially because of the nature of the roads. You know, how bumpy they are and things like that. I think it'd be difficult. You'd find that the tractors would be bumping into each other a lot, and that's obviously something that you don't want. Right, so I've done that field very, very poorly, if I may say. I want to go back onto the front wheel steering only, back into the cab, and we'll take this one back down to the main yard because, oh, is that another? That's field 21. That is field 21. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just park this here for now, and I will just head on back down to the farm. So I will see you guys when I get back down there. Just coming into the farm where the silos are. So that's obviously where we'd fill if we wanted to get something. There's the foraging wagon which we're going to use today. It's the Lely, I think, the Lely Tigo. Yeah, that's it. Really nice piece of equipment, and I think we will use. We might go a bit overboard here. We'll use my favourite tractor, the Fendt 1050 Vario. Now this is an absolute beast. I absolutely loved it. Look, interactive controls, everything. It's just, you even get a light, you know, an in-cab light, and then you can open the sunroof. You can put visors down. You can open back windows, side windows. You can have the panel. We have all your bits and pieces. You can even click on the computers. Bring it up. Click on it. You can send it back down. You can take the mud guards off. You can leave them on. What else can you do? Oh, that's right. You can move yourself forward and... Oh, what's that done? Is that like basically just moved our driving position? What's that one? Open camera. Open camera? I don't get what they mean by open camera. Oh, okay then. Never mind. So yeah, we shall go and get the forage wagon with this. So yeah, this is a absolute beast of a machine. If any of you can remember when I had the Farming Simulator 15 server, I insisted on using these tractors as the admin tractors, and they were that nice everybody else wanted to keep using them. So we'll put the blinkers on again. Well, not the blinkers, the safety beacons. And now what we will do is we will head up to the field that we've just done. Wow, this thing steers really sharp. I think we'll stay in this in here for now. I think it'd be safer. So just come up here because I know there's no traffic. We don't have to really slow down. Yeah, this thing, when you get it going, it flies. Even if you've got a big load on the back, it really does send it. Do you know what's quite irritating? The fact that, ooh, I nearly went past Yeah, and the brakes on this thing are not the best neither, but they're alright. So we want to turn in here, so we'll make the turn, and we can put them off now because we don't need to do that, and we can turn in here. So yeah, the only other thing now is the trip from here to the sheep is a fair distance away. Well, it's not that far if you go as the crow flies as such, but the fact that we've got to get from here to there may look simple unless we could like kind of just squeeze through there, which we could look at. We might do that on you know, this trip round, but if we can't, it means we'll have to go all the way around and then go in that way or go that way. You know, that's the options that we have at the moment, so they're not great, let's be honest, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Right, so that's on, so we'll just go back in the cab because I can always do it better this way, so we'll start picking it up. So yeah, this is going to be sent over to the sheep pen for our sheep to have a bit of food. As you can see in the left top corner of the screen, the productivity for our sheep is at a poor 10%. 10%, that is terrible. But we will try our best to, you know, maybe I should just go for that one. Kind of do the whole skip one and kind of go back to it, if you know what I mean. That way I think we might be able to pick it up. So yeah, nice bit of equipment this. Let's have a look. Yeah, I can't do that because I need to see where I'm going. I'm not as talented as everyone, as some of you guys might be when it comes to driving backwards, or not necessarily driving backwards, but driving with your view on the front of the tractor. I like to see where I'm driving, just that we don't crash into anything major. Well, this is okay. I reckon, for some reason I have a sneaky suspicion that just about all of this is, you know, gonna fill the sheep thing up completely, and then we're gonna be left with loads of grass. Yeah, so like I say, this is a fantastic piece of kit. It's beeping at us now. So right, so that's us at 100%. So we'll just come back round here. So like I said, what we'll do this one round is we'll just head straight up this road, and if we can cut on, kind of cut the inside of that field, we should be okay. So let's just go up here. So I have a feeling we won't be able to. Look at me, I'm going to end up getting it. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, and we're there. So that worked out okay, and we've got some wool. Okay, so where does this have to go? Do I have to actually physically drive in there and empty it? Let's come out. Shout sheep. So there's my... Oh, are you kidding? Really? Is that honestly all they need? It is as well. Okay, so what if we... speed time up overnight. And then let's have a look now. Productivity 100%, so that's good. So we'll put some more of that in. Right. So now that we know that that's fine, we can go and put this, I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Where can we put this? I suppose we could just do this. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just put it inside here. Oh, this trailer, man. We'll do the whole tip anyway thing, and we'll just dump it all here. So we'll bring that up. That doesn't work. So can I do this? Control I. There you go. So then at least we know that if we need to, we can always just come along here with the forage wagon and just lift up a bit of that. So at least we know they've got there. And then what we'll do is we'll just go back and we'll okay, so Control I to close it again. So what we'll do is I'm just going to reverse around here a minute because I want to go this way. Am I going to make that? Yes. So I just want to obviously get rid of that, and then we'll go this way back. Right, so that's the sheep all sorted out now. So that's all that. That's something off our minds for a little bit. Do you know, I was actually thinking we might even just leave. No, what I'll do is I will go, we'll head back up to, we'll just head up back to that field number 22, but we'll go this way. And, yeah. So I know starting off, you know, with the maps and everything, they can get a bit boring really. You know, I've been going for about 26 minutes now, so we should be looking at heading off now. But like I said, I'm just going to take this back up to the farm. Oh no, should we go up to? No, we'll take it back up to the field. It's only up here, and then we shall talk about ending the episode. And then what we'll probably do in the next episode is a bit of field work. We've still got field, I think it's 18 and field 19 at the top. I want to do a bit of work on those before we actually you know, plant anything in there. I want to put some fertilizer down, and then I want to work it into the ground, but I'm going to obviously use Courseplay for that, so that'll be like a different episode. Well, obviously it's going to be in that episode, but the way I'm thinking to do it is each mode on Courseplay, as we progress in Let's Play, and the more that we need to use those modes on Courseplay, is how I'm going to explain them to you. I don't want to just bombard you with all of the information straight off the bat, straight away, boom, there you go, you've got it all, because you're not going to understand it like that. So I think the way, like I said, if I would you look at that, now the grass has all grown back. So yeah, you know, take it step by step. I think that way you'll get an idea of how I work with Courseplay, or how Courseplay works with me and my maps and things like that. And any problems that we might get, obviously I can then show you how I would troubleshoot those problems. But obviously that's for another episode. So for this episode, guys, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode, and if you have, please pinch that like button, and if you haven't, let me know. The comment section is below, it's there for a reason. So guys, if you want to interact with me and anybody else that leaves comments, head down below and leave your own comment. I read all the comments, they're all valuable, and you know, everything else is just as valuable as well. So guys, thank you very much once again. It's been a pleasure, and we shall see you next time. Bye bye everybody.